What is up, guys? It's Midwest Raider Game Update, coming to talk to you about the last preseason game for the Las Vegas Raiders, guys. It's pretty exciting to get back to football. Super excited to watch all the highlights and bring them to you guys again. That's what I'm going to be doing all year, guys. If there is a game, I will bring it to you, give you my ups, downs, ins, and outs, and bring them to you guys, give you my thoughts. I really think we are on a positive trend, guys. I talked in my last video about what I believe is going on, Gruden's plan, and you please check that out, guys, if you guys haven't seen it. But it kind of revolves over the past, guys. The past will relate to the future, guys, and Gruden built his team through getting the players that he wanted. So he's definitely building his team. Been doing it for 3 years now. This is the year where we have to show some signs of improvement, guys. We have to get some winning records. We have to show up in those playoffs. We have to at least get a playoff win. That's all I'm rooting for this year, guys, is playoffs and a playoff win. I'm not talking Super Bowl. I'm not talking anything crazy yet. But hopefully, guys, we can get into the playoffs, make a stand, get a playoff win, show that we are somebody to compete with, to contend with, and that, signs of improvement, guys. That's what we're going for, on the up train, on the upswing. That's what we're going for, guys. So check out that last video, guys. I think we're on the right plan. I did see some ups and downs in this game, but we're going to talk about it all. So we played the Seahawks, the Seattle Seahawks. Now, both teams were not playing any crazy starters or anything like that, even though in some other games I saw that a lot of starters played in the very first preseason game, which is crazy to me. I never thought I would see starters playing in the very, very first preseason game, but I was seeing it. I saw Chiefs, I saw Mahomes play a series, which was crazy if you ask me, and I saw the Denver Broncos play some starters. So yeah, it was pretty crazy, guys, to see starters playing in the very first preseason game. What do you guys think? You guys think starters should play in the first preseason game? I'm going to go with no on that one. I would hate to see any of our starters get taken out in a preseason game in the first game. It's just crazy. So the only real game that I'd like to see the Raiders play, because we have no luck, guys. We have absolutely no luck with players. I would like to see them maybe play in the last game, just so they can get ready for the very first real game. So if they played a series or two, till halftime, something like that, just to get the rhythm going for our first game, I'm okay with that. But other than that, these next 3 games, I would not be playing our super starters, guys. No way. I don't care if they need the reps or whatever, but no, I just wouldn't do it. We have no luck. We have a lot of injury-prone guys in the first place. They don't need to get beat up in preseason. Let's beat them up on the first game, even if they, have some issues. So, anyways, let's get into the game. Las Vegas did win 20-7 against the Seattle Seahawks. And we had some phenomenal play from Peterman. Nate Peterman was balling, guys. I can't believe it. He was throwing some really good throws. He was mobile on his feet. He had 32 yards rushing just on his own and 246 yards passing. That is pretty good for your third-string quarterback. I really wanted to see Mariota. I don't know where he is at on the injury list, so hopefully we can see him in the preseason. I would be super excited to see Mariota, but right now we got Nate Peterman, and he actually played really effective, guys. I was surprised. I honestly say I have some confidence that he could actually win a game with our starters, so, he was looking pretty good. So we're talking about the offense, guys. Let's continue into the running backs. This Emmons guy, man, he looked good. I really do like him. I don't know if he's going to make the team, maybe the practice squad, but, man, he looked good. T. Ragus also looked good, 13 for 62, a 9-yard long run, and 1 TD. It was close to the end zone, so he got it in, though. That Emmons, I have to go back to him because he really looked solid, man. He has great vision. He has great burst at the line of scrimmage, and he has great vision because he can find the holes. Reminds me of Jacobs a little bit. Very, very good, but very shifty at the same time as well, able to break tackles. He had this really cool 22-yard long run where he got turned around, kind of backstepped a couple steps, and like he's like, wow, I'm free. There's nobody around me. Turned around, started running, got a few extra yards. It ended up being 22 yards. Very, very cool run, guys. Iman's looks good. He looks good. I hope he makes the roster, but we do have a pretty solid roster with our running back room, so I doubt that would probably happen, but he's looking good in the preseason. More guys that look good in the preseason. Let's go to the wide receivers. Zay Jones balling out, showing what he can do. Definitely, I really want him to make the team, guys. He had pretty solid catches, 3 for 57, a 28-yard long one that Peterman dropped right into him, so it looked really good. Another guy that I've always liked is Kelan Doss. Kelan Doss really looked good too. Aitman had a few chances, man. He dropped a ball, caught a ball. But Kelan Doss was really balling out. Looked good, 6 for 55 with a 17-yard long run or a long catch. Also, another notable guy is D. Turner. Looked really good. 7:43 on 9 was his longest 9-yard. Was his longest, but he still had some like a little screen play or like offset run play, where he looked good, like he could handle that. So looking pretty good on the offensive side. Offensive looked pretty smooth, guys. Pretty good play calling. Nothing crazy that I would, for preseason, we don't want to show all our cards, but definitely we're moving the ball. It's pretty impressive. Now, I know it's preseason, but, we're playing second string. We didn't play any starters, really. So, even for second string, we were moving the ball pretty well. Of course, their defense is, second string too. But like I said, looking pretty effectively on offense. So did like some of the play calling, did like some of the plays. It was kind of pretty high pace, fast moving. Now, let's go into one negative since we're still talking about the offense. One negative that I saw was red zone offense, guys. We still are struggling with the red zone. Now, I did see some issues with the red zone. And so it's still a struggle, guys. We kicked 2 field goals. Now the field goal kicker, Eberle, if I'm saying that right, made 2 field goals. Looked good, looked solid from short distances that he kicked. But pretty solid field goal kicker, and 6 points he put on the board for us. So, but red zone offense, man, not putting it in the end zone. One was like from really close, where we got stuffed like 2 times. One was on a quarterback sneak. So just still struggling with the red zone offense. Now, I know it wasn't our starters, but still, I hate to see recurring themes like that. So let's continue on with the defense. The defense now. The defense looked pretty good, guys. Pretty solid, like a lot of gang tackling towards the end of the game. I did see them kind of slack up a little bit, where there wasn't as much like speed to the ball. But, it's preseason. Hopefully the coaches get after him a little bit. But they did finish the game, which was nice to see. Towards the, last drives, I did really see them playing pretty hard, guys. It was good to see. Maybe a little lackadaisical at the middle, really good at the beginning. So I definitely saw a lot of transitions within the defense. Players, motivation from what I could see during the game, guys. So it did look pretty good, guys, and at times really good, especially let's just talk about some people that really stood out to me, like Nate Hobbs, really good, 2 tackles, 1 sack, very, very speedy guy. It looked really good. They had a little edge rush with him, and he got the sack, man, and it was pretty rough to see. So it was a good hit. So very, very nice day. Javen White, man, he looked really good I believe he's a linebacker, so he looked super good. 6 tackles, always involved in the plays. Looks solid, guys. Anybody that wants to be involved and get into the pit, into the pile, always, even with assists and tackles and all that, you want them out there no matter what. Even if they're not like a blow-up playmaker, you want those people because they're the ones that are going to, do the dirty work, get in there and make plays, move people around, that type of thing. So some of the playmakers can sneak through and maybe make the plays, which included Farrell had a pretty good game, guys. I always hate that, he was a rookie last year, and I always hate he had some injury when people, call people busts right away. Even though if he was a first-round draft pick. I hate when they, call him busts because they don't know. You got to at least give a player 3 years in this league unless injury affects them to find out, where they're going to be at as a player. And so it really makes me mad when I hear people, saying that, yes, we might have reached for him, but he is a solid player, and he's one of those trench people too, where he's in there, involved, running around, chasing people, high motor, high motivation, that type of player, where you need those types of players to affect and other people to make plays as well. So yes, he might not be getting all the glory, but he gives and deals glory to his team. So very, very, very cool. He looked good as well. I don't have his stats here, but I think he only had like 1 or 2 tackles. But still, I saw him with a high motor playing in the game. Very, very, very nice. So those are 2 guys that really stood out. A player that really I want to root for, Damon Arnett, guys. He does have skills, but blown play again yesterday with a long play that turned into a even longer play when he missed a tackle. Those are just little things that you have to do. It wasn't a crazy tackle that he couldn't have made. I don't know if he actually blew the coverage on that play. You guys let me know. But I think he might have even blown the coverage and then tried to make the tackle and missed it. Little things like that kind of persuade me. I want to root for Arnett because he is a performance player sometimes when it comes down to certain plays from last year. I really want to root for him. So I hope he gets his motor going with the next couple games, and we'll see what can happen. See some strong plays from some strong playing from Arnett. So very, very cool there. All right, guys. Those are probably the people that I kind of sauced out. The whole defense in itself, I just want to say bottom line, looked a little bit more organized. Like there was maybe 2 or 3 big plays made by the other team, not for scores though, except for that blown play. But very, very, very effective defense. It's preseason, guys. Mistakes are going to happen, and I'm glad now they're happening now that maybe they can get them fixed before the season. And plus, these aren't our starters. But, things reflect from gameplay to real game. And like I said, even though we don't have all our starters or a lot of our starters in there, we want to see these mistakes that these guys are making now. That way the whole team can see this and make some changes to them and, effectively change them for when the season starts. So hopefully that happens, guys, because I did see some questionable things. But for the most part, everything looked a little bit more organized. Guys were rushing the ball. People looked like they knew where they were supposed to be most of the time. So it was very, very promising for our defense and the way we're going with Gus Bradley. So very, very cool there. All right, guys. Let's talk about a couple things that were questionable in this game. The 2 punt and kick returners, Turner and Stoner. Stoner did not impress me whatsoever. Turner did, but still, we need to find a better kick punt returner. I know Renfro probably will end up doing that because he definitely looked better than Stoner for sure. And then Turner looked okay, but why can't we find a good punt kick returner, guys? Renfro does do pretty good, but of course, he was not playing. So hopefully we'll see if we can find somebody else that can get back there. I think they should trade some people around and see if we can get a good kick punt returner. Once again, red zone offense, man. 2 field goals made in this game where we kind of stalled out and we had to kick field goals. Not acceptable, even in preseason, guys. I want to see these guys get into the end zone. We need to change that culture, change that thought, change that idea that we can just kick field goals in our division. We cannot just kick field goals. We need to score touchdowns against those Chiefs, Chargers, and Broncos. So let's change that mentality of kicking field goals and change the red zone offense. Other than that, I think I talked about everybody I wanted to talk about, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. I have one more guy that I wanted to bring up, Patrick I don't know. I'm not going to say his name right. He's number 77, Patrick Omen. He is been in the it looks like he's been in the league for, since 2013. So he's been in the league for a while. He has experience on his belt. He's 6'4", 327. He played a couple of 6 games for the Raiders last year. But this game, I honestly saw him get blown up at least 2 to 3 times where he led for our quarterback get sacked. He did not have a very good game whatsoever. I don't know what's going on, but number 77, if you guys watch the game film, watch it again, he got blown up a few times, and so I don't know what's going on. The rest of the O-line looked pretty solid. They definitely need some work for sure. There was a lot of issues that I saw, but hopefully you have enough depth that we can move players around a little bit. Leatherwood actually showed up, looked pretty good. I did see some, one blown play where his guy got away, but for the most part, everybody on the line played pretty good, except for Patrick, number 77. I saw him get blown up at least 3 times, or his guy got away early. So hopefully, maybe he just had a bad game, and I'll see him in the next couple games start blowing some other people up. So, all right, guys. Other than that, I think those are my big points from the game. From me watching it, guys, like I said, Midwest Raider. If I watch a game, I'm going to bring it to you guys, give you my positives, ins and outs, all that good stuff, guys. Also, check me at DJ Martini Midwest Reviews, guys. Check those videos out, too. I got a ton of them and always making more. So, this is Midwest Raider, bringing you guys my thoughts, my review of the game, guys. Please like, subscribe, share if you guys are interested in more Las Vegas Raider videos. I'm just trying to bring my opinion, talk football, guys, and, enjoy the Raider Nation. So thank you guys so much. Let's go Raiders. We're looking good. A 20-7 victory in preseason. That's good to see, guys. Hopefully it starts relating into the real season. We've got a couple more preseason games to go, which I will definitely bring you guys. So we will talk to you guys later. Midwest Raider. Later, guys.